Hello and welcome to What's on the Shelf. I'm your host Jen, and today we're having Manga Monday. So essentially every Monday, once a week, I set up doing some stuff with manga. I'm an avid reader, as most of my colleagues and friends know. And so yeah, we're going to discuss mangas I read last week, upcoming releases potentially. That was the thing I forgot I wanted to check earlier, was updating upcoming releases from Preview World for next month, because there's quite a few of them that I really want to get into and read. But we'll start with last week's read list. So last week I got into, let me see here, I've got quite a few. There we go. So I got my pile there. So last week I continued the Given series. Very cute boy love. Whoop, Siri wanted to join in. Boy love. Essentially, they're a group of guys that that have a band. In the second volume, it's their big first really debut. And the singer doesn't have lyrics for their big song. And does he pull through? Yeah, he does. And it's amazing, and it's heartfelt, and it's soul-breaking. Highly recommend this if you get a chance to read it. So far I have volume 1 through 6. I will be working through the rest of the series this coming week. I will be giving you an update on more stuff coming up this week as well. So yeah, definitely must read BL. It's not mature content, it's teen content. Next, for Manga Monday, we have Pretty Boy Detective Club Volume 2. So in this volume, I believe it's completed actually at this point. Because from what I've read online, there was only 4 volumes, and this is the omnibus version. So it's Thick Boy. So this is 2 books in one. So, essentially in this volume, we have the case of the Vanishing Man. Let me get the complete title, because I keep forgetting it. The Swindler, the Vanishing Man, and the Pretty Boy. And then the second arc of the book is the Pretty Boy in the Attic. No pun intended. The first case essentially trying to figure out what's happening at a rival school. with this illegal casino going on. And then the second one is all about where their current club location is the art room. Again, the way that this ends seems like it's a finale, like it's not going to continue. I could be wrong. I might need to do a little bit more research on that. But definitely something I really enjoyed. The pictures are beautifully well done. The story, again, can be a little bit weird, but I did enjoy the mystery aspect of it. So, the next one I read this week was Spice and Wolf. I had this recommended to me because it was supposed to be more adult content, more spicier content. There was no spice. At least not in the first volume. I mean, there is nudity. It is mature content because there is nudity. The story is kind of lacking, in my opinion. It didn't really grab me, unfortunately. But I'll see in the near future if I pick up volume 2. But this was kind of one that it went to the wayside. Maybe it's the translation. But no, just wasn't my cup of tea. So if you enjoy it, please tell me what you enjoyed about it. Because for me, at this part of the journey of this volume, this is a one and done for me. The next one that I have is mature content as well. It's boy love. It's Yaoi Bitch Club. I was suggested this by multiple people. I didn't know what I was walking into. I just thought it was going to be another, rom-com high school romance. No, not at all. It is quite spicy. I'm only a couple of pages, a bit in. I haven't finished it for this week, so I will be continuing it. I will not be showing any content because it will get banned. How do I put it? So essentially the story of this club is, how do I describe this? So it's an all boys boarding school. You can expect what you would expect from a boy love series. Yes, it goes there. Is it good? Is it well written? We'll see. I have book 1 and 2. I'll see if I enjoy it. I have not seen the anime. I've told the anime is just as bad as the manga. So it could be interesting to watch. So essentially, again, the storyline for this one is it's an all-boys club, all-boys school. One of the main characters runs into a particular club because they need to have an extra curriculum. And the story ensues from there. So if you're interested in that kind of book, definitely check it out. If it's not your cup of tea, that's completely alright as well. But again, I opened it up and I was like, this is not what I was expecting. Not at all. So that was my reads for last week. So technically I read 4 and a bit. Well, 4.5, let's say, mangas. It was a very busy week last week with work and trying to get stuff settled at the house again. I'm hoping that will be a lot easier coming in April as well. March will be very busy for me as I will be heading on a little voyage at the end of the week. Much needed R&R. And I can't wait. So, list of books for this coming week, if I have time to read them, for next Monday, which will be interesting because I'm not sure how I'm going to film next week's episode. Because I have a phone. Maybe I'll do it through my phone. Or maybe I'll do something else. We'll see. Because I do want to keep up with the content even if I'm on a voyage. So yeah, maybe I'll pick up manga at the location I'm at and read it there. So stuff I do plan on reading this week if I have the time to. I was very lucky to find these again because I wasn't sure where I had put them when I had moved. Ooh. There was something on that one. So I will be rereading, because it's been a while since I've read the first volume, Carole Tuesday. If you have not heard the soundtrack from this manga, the anime of this, you need to listen to the soundtrack. It is beautifully done. Just, mwah, beautifully done. So I have volume 1, 2, and 3 that I will be following up on. I'm not sure if volume 3 is the last volume of the book or of the series. Do I want to spoil myself? It doesn't look like it though, but oh, it is. It's only 3 volumes long. So I did spoil that for myself a little bit. So I will be reading the 3 volumes to try and get through this because it is just super adorable. If I remember correctly, the first book is the introduction of these 2 girls. Both of them are trying to make it in a music career and just feel their feelings. It's not quite a Yuri, but it edges on that, at least in the first book. But again, I'll go into more details once I finish the 3 books together. So, there's those 3 books that I plan on reading. Then there is Deep Scars. Now, I'm not sure how to feel about this one. Sophie is a quiet, shy girl who lives away. Whoa, words hard. It's been a long day. It's been a very long Monday. A young woman who always lived a sheltered life before moving to Turin for school. She has never been away from her family and her boyfriend Luca, but her new roommate Victoria leads a life very different from her. She prefers evenings partying in the company of beautiful boys. Meanwhile, Luca dreads the influence of Veronica and her encourage entourage on Sophie, especially the presence of an enigmatic, I'm not even going to try the name because I'm going to butcher it, who seems to be a little too intense in his girlfriend. So this one is kind of, again, it's weird because it's American manga. It is not set up the same way that like Carole Tuesday. You can see the difference in binding. So I'm not sure how to feel about it because it looks like it's a manga style, but it is definitely an Americanized manga. So that's definitely something on my list to read. It's been on my to-read list for quite a while. I was a really big fan of Tokyo Pop back 15-ish years ago. They came out with some of my favorite mangas at the time, but it's hard to get Tokyo Pop in Montreal area. Like, I don't know if it's just a publishing issue or if it's something else, but it's kind of weird. Next on my list of things to potentially tackle is Failed Princess Volume 1. This is teen. It looks really cute and very funny. So opposites attract. Nakua is super cute, super popular, and super annoyed with everyone as plain as her classmate Kawari. Okay, so essentially this is a friend trying to set up another friend with a boyfriend, and it kind of ends up turning on her. So this is a Yuri. It looks cute. It looks very interesting. It's published by Seven Seas Entertainment, and I've enjoyed quite a lot of content from them recently. So definitely on my list of things to read for next week. I do have as well Yak Bitch Club Volume 2 is something on my list to read as well, because if I'm going to read the first book, I'm going to read the second book. Am I going to purchase more? We'll see how the story develops, in all honesty. If the story ends up being really good and I enjoy it, I will continue the series. Like, I am completely and utterly obsessed with Signs of Affection. I will buy that until it is finished. It has me hooked. It's one of those series that I can't get enough of. I want to see how their little relationship develops and how they move on in the world and so on. So yes, definitely will continue with Volume 2 just to see how it is. If I continue from there, we'll find out. So I've got 2 more that I'm planning on reading. I don't know if I can show this cover. I guess I could put my hand like this. So this is Birds of Losang, or Shangri-La. It is another boy love. It looks very interesting. Again, it's one of those ones where the context is interesting for me. So, essentially, this guy is betrothed and he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to be forced into a marriage of obligation, and he's trying to find ways to break out of it. And from what I can see from the back, it should be fairly interesting how he does so. So again, I will come back to it. I will give more details on it. The other one I have here is The Conditions of Paradise. Now, the artwork really caught my eye for this one. That's why I picked it up to start with. It is a girl love. Essentially, love in the workplace. Yuri and Sakura have always gone along, but when the two coworkers go out for drinks, Sakura ends up confessing her love for Ryo. After a drunken hookup with will the two be able to face each other on Monday morning? Or is it the start to an official romance, an office romance? Find out in the collection of 7 Yuri love stories. So this is a one-shot, and it's 7 stories in one. It looks very cute. And again, it's an interesting concept to me because both Yuri and Yaoi in the culture seems very drastically different in the way that it's portrayed, in the way that the relationships develop. And I guess it's also the way that media shows it as well. But it should be very interesting to watch, and I can't wait to see to read, and I can't wait to see what ends up happening in this one as well. So that is everything on my list for this Manga Monday. I hope everyone is having a good evening, that your Monday wasn't too rough, and you're one day closer to the weekend at this point. For me, I'm officially halfway through my week starting tomorrow. And I hope you all had a good night sitting and chilling with me with the nice relaxing music. If you guys have any suggestions for mangas, you can always hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have Twitch as well in the comments. You can always hit us up there for ideas that we should look at next, or series we should look into next. I'm always open for more books. I might start a secret book club on one of my Discords, because I am working towards getting a Discord set up for the channel as well. So invites for that might go out shortly. We'll see. It's in development because I want to make sure everything's in place before I launch it. So again, big pile of books. We've got Conditions of Paradise, Birds of Shangri-La, Yak Bitch Club Volume 2, Failed Princesses Volume 1, Deep Scar Volume 1, the trilogy of Carole and Tuesday, and that's everything that I will try and get through this week. Thanks so much for joining, guys. Have a great evening. Bye.